on.
Welcome to another episode of Women in Charge. Today we are going to talk about our most recent workshop, the Women in Charge workshop.
Yay.
We were all there. We had a few special guests joining us as well. Shout out to Steph, Saba and Bella. Thank you so much for your involvement. Shout out to our event sponsors.
Supporters,
sponsors, Fridade and LSKD. Thank you for jumping on board to support the event. We had such a fantastic afternoon.
It was great.
And I'd love to learn more about all of your experiences at the event, seeing who was involved, coaching a whole bunch of women, having some really great conversations with people. Caitlin, how did you find it? You helped run the gymnastics session and supported with the weightlifting, and how'd it go?
I think it was really awesome. When we sort of wrapped up the afternoon and we learned that 2 girls came from Torquay, which I was like, that's so awesome. Like, Torquay's not, worlds away, but it's certainly not
It's a
close.
drive.
So to have 2 people jump down from there was pretty awesome. I think it was super cool to be in a room full of women who we all do CrossFit, we all share like similar passions for similar things, and to be able to train in a room together and to have the opportunity to coach those people was pretty amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you jump. Right, I have so much stuff to talk about this Women in Charge. And in the end of the day, I was super tired. I don't know about you guys, but like...
The 4 hours went so quickly and then I was smoked.
Yeah, my energy was out. The snack time was definitely one of my favorites. Just because we made the cake. So this was really nice. While I was
They were
prepping...
great cakes, by the way.
Shout out to Felipe. But like while we were making the cake, it's very special when you're making something to give to other people. It's different than buy. I'm not saying that we're not gonna buy on the next one, but it was just like all this effort and care about being gluten-free and lact-free, just to everyone be able to eat and have a good time. This is like even the little things, they matter, and for us was a big thing. And I think that the main thing for me, it was super different than others competitions, educational workshops I saw, is we are really focused on provide a good experience, not just in training, but also with relationships and educational resources with the nutrition talk, the way we did the weightlifting, different than doing a CrossFit class, because we approached it like pelvic floor exercises, and in the gymnastics, I want to say not the benefits, but what women having strong in their bodies. And if you want to know more about it, you need to come to the next Women in Charge workshop. I'm not going to give all the gold, but basically touch base in things. We are not touching base in the daily life because we just don't have time. And sometimes we talking on one-on-one or like in circles when they're having coffee at next door. But it was really nice to do this in person with like 4 hours with amazing women from every part of Melbourne. So yeah, it was great.
Like put in a lot of effort to make it feel special and not just like, another day of training that you could do anywhere. Like there were lots of little things that we were like, we never get a chance to touch on that in class, or that wouldn't be relevant to the whole room. And all of a sudden it was. And so we tried to think about all of those little things that would make it feel like this was a day that we want to do once a year, every year.
Yeah, you need to guarantee your spot for next year, by the way.
Keely, you kind of touched on a bit of some bodybuilding stuff.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel that went down? Why do you feel it was important to include something like that in a Women in Charge workshop?
I think that I was somebody, and I think this is a pretty common experience when you start CrossFit or something similar, is that a lot of women go, my legs are really strong, but my upper body is not strong. And so as a result, you tend to skip upper body stuff, or you don't put in as much effort because you're like, it's so hard. I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to do it. But I think the buy-in to that is really important because you need that to build that muscle mass and that strength. And I think that getting a chance to help other women kind of understand that it's not that complex to put muscle on. It is effortful, but it's not difficult, if that makes sense. And I think that getting a chance to kind of do that was really important to me, because I saw such big improvements in my gymnastics when I did start doing a lot of like training to put on muscle mass, like a lot of hypertrophy training. And I think that being in a place where you can go, oh, well, I'm not weak in my upper body, I'm actually very strong in my upper body, is very, it's empowering in the actual way that you do have, like, you have these abilities that you didn't have before and the strength that you didn't have before. So it's kind of empowering in that very like material sense. And I think that it was really important for me to try to pass on that as quickly as I could, because we did have a limited amount of time, but being able to be like, hey, like you can work on shapes and you can work on technique, but you also can just put on a lot of muscle, and some stuff actually genuinely will be easier if you are like more muscular.
May I say, I love it when the girls were doing the biceps curls and all the veins were coming in the arm, and they were like, I love it, because biceps curl is something people used to say so manly. Yo, you're doing that thing.
That's it. I think that I think there's this, and it's still this like idea that like that sort of training is not for women.
Yeah.
But there's no training that is for men and no training that is for women. It's just training. Like muscle is muscle.
Yeah.
And yes, maybe it's going to take us a little bit more time, a little bit more patience to like build the muscle, but it's going to come. And if you stand in the down lighting, you'll look amazing while you do it, which is also really important.
Change all the lights at the gym.
What was your favorite moment, Ellis?
I really liked the breakthroughs that we had with women when they were, particularly around the gymnastics, the breakthroughs of getting kipping or getting a pull-up or linking two pull-ups together, things that they hadn't been able to do before, and then it clicking into place, and that was incredibly exciting. On top of that, I really enjoyed our roundtable discussions. Or our round circle outside getting some vitamin D sunshine
Great
discussions.
Yeah.
We asked 3 questions at the start of the day, and the circle time was time to share with your group around what were your answers to those questions and how can your experience create ideas for other women in the group around how they can help shape their experience of the same things. And I loved it. I thought the way that people were sharing, the ideas that were generated, the compassion, the empathy, the care that everybody showed for each other was incredibly empowering.
We had a hug in the end.
I saw that. Really nice. I really appreciated the fact that there were some women there who were really pushing themselves outside their comfort zone just by showing up to an event like that, putting themselves in what they perceived like to be a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And I know that there was a few people in my little discussion group that were challenged by having to like articulate and like actually voice these things out loud. And I was really impressed by the fact that they pushed themselves to do that instead of just sitting back and let everybody else talk. They were pushing themselves to participate and like voice their feelings and experiences out loud. And I was really impressed by that.
And I love the opportunity of putting myself as vulnerable. I put a lot of vulnerability in our circle because sometimes it's like, when you used to think your body was like that, or you don't want to be so strong, or think you are worried about what people are going to think about you. And sometimes all of us talk, this is a thing in the past. But for me, sometimes it's a thing in the present. And I was just like, I was sharing with the girls, and I'm sharing with all of you, because it was so nice to feel safe to say this and say that it's okay. You don't need to be perfect or pretend you overcome everything and now you're a super motivational part, because this happens. And it was really nice just to have this space where everyone on the same page. And basically hugging you with their eyes. Was they looking at you? It was so nice. I was telling Kaylin, my cheeks was hurting because I was smiling so much. I was so happy. It was just amazing.
I really, I don't know if you feel the same, but I think it's every time that someone shares like an experience that is similar to mine, I feel it's just really, I really appreciate the, it's like I'm not alone. Like I'm not someone who like this is something that no one else has ever experienced and I'm the weirdo. It's like, oh, like so many women coming into like a strength sport have felt the same way as me. And it's like, oh, I can take like a big breath because I'm like, okay, everyone else gets where I'm coming from and I get where everyone else is coming from. And it's just nice to like, to know that I'm not some kind of like weirdo who like no one else is feeling the same as me. So I really liked that there were people in my group who were like, yeah, I felt like this before CrossFit and now I feel like this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, me too. It's sick.
Yeah.
I think the nice part about that is like people are on, you know, a different point in their timeline of that sort of story. Like some people are right at the start of that journey and some people have overcome that thing and are, you know, towards the end of that journey and moving on to something different. But having experience or people talk about their own experiences sort of helps you think like, okay, if you're in a situation where you know, don't feel comfortable being in a strength sport and you're surrounded by a bunch of women who are, that can kind of give you some really awesome ideas on, cool, this, you know, Keely felt the same as me. Like, how did she overcome it? And it's not that, you know, your way is the answer, but it's just awesome to hear that.
Yeah, it's like you're not
women.
alone. Yeah. Like you're not the only one who's felt this way. I find that very reassuring. Yeah.
Nutrition for women.
Yeah, Steph was
Protein.
okay.
Yeah,
Steph, you were great.
Yeah.
We love you.
It was so good. I really, Steph, thank you so much.
Thank you,
if you're
Steph. It
listening.
was great.
Um,
Are you listening, Steph?
I really liked the idea of building a performance plate.
Yes, I thought that was really nice the way she phrased that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you will be able to watch that on YouTube as well. So we might even try put a link to it in the show notes.
Oh my gosh.
But I think it can really change the way that you picture your food. And the training that we do in the gym is, you know, 1 hour of there's 23 others in the day. Hopefully you're not eating too much in the gym. In the hour that you're there, I hope you can hold on a bit. But if you do need to, you know, performance meals.
Sometimes.
Every now and again. And nutrition is such a huge part of training and improving and performance and just everyday life. And it really created this idea around being conscious of what's on your plate and making sure that you're paying attention to how you're fueling your body to get specific results that you're after.
I thought it was really nice the way she said that you're allowed to think of yourself as an athlete as well. Really There's cool. a really, I can't even remember if it's like, it's some kind of like psychology model. I definitely fact check me on this. But there's this idea that if you wanted to make a behavior change, if you identify as, instead of being like, I'm going to do this, to be like, I am this. So if you wanted to be like someone who exercises in the morning, instead of being like, oh, you know, I'll just see what happens when I set my alarm. You go, okay, I'm going to pretend that I'm someone who exercises in the morning. What would they do? And it's the same with that kind of thing. I'm going to pretend that I'm someone who is an athlete. And what would an athlete eat? Well, they're going to eat these kinds of things. And that's going to help you make a more sustainable behavior change than being like, oh, I'm not really an athlete. It doesn't really matter. No. But like the more you kind of treat yourself, like you don't have to take yourself super seriously, but the more you kind of take this stuff seriously and the more you think, okay, well, what would someone who is a real athlete do, then you can be like, oh, I am a real athlete and I'm going to treat myself, I'm going to take my nutrition and my sleep seriously. I think that's a really nice way to make those behavior changes if you've been like putting them off. Yeah.
And when you're talking about nutrition, mainly for women, most of the stuff you see in your social media is how to lose fat, how to be more slim and things like
Tone
that.
your muscles.
Yeah, do that to lose 30 kilos. And just all these random things you see there. And it was just nice not talking about these when you're talking about nutrition. She didn't touch base with losing weight. Oh, she was just trying to teach us how to eat properly, how to eat to fuel your body, and understanding what is a macronutrient, what is a protein, why muscle mass is important. And we definitely should have more of these discussions when you're having coffee, when you are doing cool downs at the gym, when you're talking to your friends, because it's not everything about like, oh, I don't like how my body looks, so let's lose this, because nutrition can be much more about just how you look. And we already had many podcasts talking about this, body image and etc. But the most important thing is just like eat eat to fuel your body. You don't want to be starving all the time. It's suck. Sorry.
Fran, the Women in Charge workshop was, I would call it your baby.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you feel about it now that it's been, and what are you hoping to achieve with it when it comes around again in a year's time?
I want to have more babies. Just women in charge, please. Well, I think that this first one is even before most of the women in our gym and the women outside our gym. What is that? We never seen something like this before. And everyone was wondering what it's about. And even we doing the podcast or the social media, it's hard to understand. And now you saw the project, because in my mind it was perfect. But when you saw that in reality, the 4 hours going so well, and the way I started in the workshop saying, most of the stuff we see for women out there is comps, and this is great. It's really nice to put yourself in a training environment, but you don't have a lot of educational resources and roundtable discussions and nutrition. All this is what is spoken about, we had in the podcast, and it is important. It is important to have this time. I'm not saying that's sustainable for us to do every 3 months, every 6 months, but we're definitely going to do this again and trying to have more people with not the same idea, because I don't think everyone needs to have the same, but at least with the same exposure. And then as more information you have, more, I would say, independence. How is the word independence?
Independence?
Yeah, thank you. Independence you have to make your own choices. This is the way I want to eat, not to this or that. It's not what we are saying, but it's you with all this information that you're going to choose what is best for your gymnastic, the way you do weightlifting, and you're gonna be basically the owner of your own fitness.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the three of you for being involved in this project. I really appreciate the time and effort that all of you put into it. I am looking forward to the next one in a year's time. In the meantime, if you have any questions for us about a Women in Charge workshop or the Women in Charge podcast, please come chat to us either on socials, in the gym, on a podcast channel. We are contactable a lot. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Women in Charge. We'll be back with the next one.
Bye. Bye.